John Fitzgerald Kennedy was born in a house of the Coolidge Corner neighborhood of Brookline, Massachusetts on May 29, 1917. He was born to a rich family. He had a mother named Rose Fitzgerald Kennedy and a father named Joseph P. Kennedy Sr. He also had 3 brothers and 5 sisters. When John grew up to be a young boy, he loved to play football. He soon became a football player and an athlete at Harvard University in Cambridge, Massachusetts. When the Second World War broke out, he became a lieutenant. Kennedy saved a helpless sailor's life from drowning when his patrol boat was destroyed by the Japanese warship. In 1946, John F. Kennedy went to Congress and was elected as the U.S. Senate and the House of Representatives. In 1953, John F. Kennedy met Jacqueline Bouvier and fell in love with her and they got married. He was 36 years old. She was 24 years old. In 1960, John F. Kennedy ran for presidency and won. He became the 35th President of the United States and was in the Democratic Party. He was 43 years old and was the youngest president to be ever elected. He was also the first president by the time when the American flag that has all 50 stars on it. By the time he was president, he had faced many major issues, such as racial segregations and other civil rights movement issues. Not only that, Kennedy believed that communism is taking over the world because communism does not allow same amount of freedom and opportunities in the democracy. By that time, the movement was called the Cold War. When communism invaded Cuba, it became a direct, powerful nuclear confrontation between the United States and the Soviet Union. This was called the Cuban Missile Crisis. On September 12, 1962, President Kennedy addressed the speech where he promised that he would send the first American man to moon. This was how the John F. Kennedy Space Center got its name. On June 11, 1963, President Kennedy addressed the nation's most important speech, which was called the Civil Rights Act, to end all racial segregation and to make everyone of all races have same amount of equality and fairness. On August 9, 1963, President Kennedy's third living son, Patrick Kennedy, who was born 3 weeks early, died of respiratory distress syndrome. He was only 2 days old. On the fateful afternoon of November 22, 1963, President Kennedy was fatally shot in the head by an assassin's bullet while traveling on the crowded street of Dallas, Texas. Then shortly thereafter, President John F. Kennedy died at the Parkland Hospital as the nation mourned for him. He was only 46 years old. He was the youngest and shortest-lived president. John F. Kennedy was a great man who have helped to make a world a better place. If it weren't for him, none of us would have same amount of equality of all races and we would not have same amount of freedom and opportunities. Even though he did not survive, his speech did come true when Neil Armstrong became the first man to land on the moon in 1969. There are a lot of historical places and books that you will visit and learn about him.